I did not expect to like Cairn as much as I did. It's slow and it's methodical, and it's not the type of game that I usually go for. But after a few hours, I realized that this game is doing something a little bit different. But what actually makes Cairn so interesting? Every climb is really tense, from managing your stamina to managing the limited amount of pittance you have in order to prevent yourself from falling to your death. That's not even to mention your food, your thirst, and even your warmth meter. And on top of all that, you also have to wrap your hands with tape to make sure that you have a good grip going up the mountain. And you can also use chalk and all these different things to boost your abilities and make sure that your character is fully set up for the climb. Now, I get it. On a surface level, this all seems like so much to try and handle, but trust me, the game does a really good job of kind of pacing you and introducing you to all these systems as you go. It was really cool, in my opinion, to discover these systems, some of them on my own, while I'm climbing the mountain, rather than being shown in a tutorial or have everything be thrown at you right away. Then everything might seem a little bit overwhelming, and you might not really remember all these different things you have to try and keep up and manage and find all these different items to craft, to make food, to get water. You know, where are you going to find this water? Where are you going to find the tape? How are you going to get this chalk? It seems like a lot, but trust me, if you play the game, it feels natural to go through. Something that I found really interesting was that you're not just kind of climbing randomly. There's all these different ledges and grips that you have to try and get your character into. And I'm not a climber myself. I'd love to hear in the comments if any one of you is who played this game, but it all seemed very intuitive. Yeah, the controls can be a little bit wonky sometimes, but you get the hang of it pretty quick. I played on a controller personally. I haven't even tried keyboard and mouse, but on a controller, you know, after the first few climbs, it kind of all feels intuitive and you get a hang of the little jankiness that it has to it. One of the most surprising things to me in Cairn was actually the story. I was not expecting such a deep and heartfelt and emotionally tense story from this sort of climbing game. You know, going into it, I just kind of expected it to be this climbing game with not much of a story, maybe just some little tidbits here and there, but I did not expect these cutscenes throughout the entire way up and all these moments where your character's going through so much different types of emotions and all these different things that happen. You know, I really don't want to spoil the story because I really think it's a fantastic, albeit fairly short story. You know, you're not getting like the Witcher 3 length story cinematic here, but you do get a decent chunk there, and I think it is really solid. You know, you see your character go through so many emotional heavy moments of grief and loneliness throughout their journey on this mountain, and I really think it's a super impactful story that I was not expecting whatsoever. Now, Cairn does have its flaws. You know, it's not a Baldur's Gate 3 sort of game. You're not shaping the world every time you go in. You're not doing something different. Once you finish it once, you've pretty much seen the majority of what there is to see. Yeah, there's some little secrets here and there, but it's not something where I would say you can replay over and over again and get the same level of enjoyment, maybe simply for the climbing mechanics, but you're gonna experience the exact same story. There are some choices and some nuance to it, but overall you're basically getting what you got the first time around. It also comes with a little bit of a higher price tag than I would typically go for in this sort of shorter experience. It took me roughly 12 hours to finish the entire game. I was being very slow and methodical with a lot of different things, trying to explore all the different corners. So I'm sure a lot of you guys will fly through it even faster. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes most people around 8 to 10 hours to finish this. Right now on Steam, it's going for about $40 Canadian or about $30 USD. So it's a little up there. It's definitely not like your full AAA price, which I'm grateful for, but it definitely is a little bit on the high end. Now, overall, I wanted to create this mini series. I want to start where I review specific games that I've played. Typically, these are newer games. You know, I play a lot of older games as well, but I'm not going to do a review on a game that's a few years old. But I just wanted to talk about Cairn a little bit because I really thought it's a unique experience. When I played it, I did not expect it, and I wanted to share it out more because I know it doesn't have the craziest player base. It did pretty well, I think, on Steam and on consoles as well. But, you know, if you're ever feeling like something new and you ever see it on sale, I would definitely recommend to try and go and check this game out because it was a lot of fun to play. And it's definitely one that I think I'll be revisiting, you know, maybe in a year or two when I feel like getting a little bit of a shorter experience, you know, something that you can finish in a few days or in a week. And I think it would be great for that. If you guys enjoyed my little ramble here, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down below if you played Cairn or what you're playing now. I'd love to know. I'd love to check games out and talk more games with you guys.